Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmaids.com. Thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up! Tutorial. So today I have a really pretty card to share with you. I'm so excited about today's card, and I am using the Heartfelt stamp set. This was actually one of the Valentine sets that came out last year, and I love this set. So I'm using this stamp set, and I paired it with the Be Mine stitched dies. This was my first time to use these dies, and I'm going to show you a couple of things about using these dies that I discovered today that I was not aware of when I was playing around with them. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into today's card. So the stamping for today's card is really simple, and actually before we jump into the stamping, I want to show you I'm using some beautiful designer papers from the new Love You Always collection in the spring mini catalog, but I wanted to show you what these dies do when you cut with them. So when I was designing this project, I had pulled these 4 hearts from the Be Mine stitched dies to try and figure out which ones I wanted to use for the project. I assumed these all just cut out hearts, and that some cut out stitched with a scallop, and that some cut out with just the stitching, because these two just have stitch lines, and then these two have stitch lines and the scalloped border. So I assumed you get a heart with stitching and scallop, and you get a heart with just stitching. Well, when you die cut using the hearts that have just the stitching lines, so the ones with just the stitching, you actually get literally just this stitched heart on your project that is not cut out. So hopefully you can see that. I can't tell, I hope you can, but hopefully you can see that it just stitched right onto my designer paper. It just stitched the heart right on. So it's not an actual die cut that comes out. Same thing here with the smaller stitched heart. It just stitched the heart onto my cardstock, which that would be really cute, you know, on a background for a project, but it wasn't quite what I was looking for this project. I actually wanted hearts to be cut out. So then I tried the scalloped and stitched hearts, and what I got with that was this large heart. It die cut the heart out, and then it also gave me this scalloped, this open heart with a scalloped stitched edge. So really, really cute. So I was like, oh, I had no idea that that's how these dies worked. Same thing for the smaller scalloped stitched heart. I know I'm saying scalloped stitched so many times. Same thing, it die cut the heart, and then you also got this second little open heart piece with the scalloped edge and then the stitching all around. So good to know. That's how these dies work. And I did the same thing with that same smaller heart, but using white. And I love it. I thought this was really cute and really good to know, because I couldn't tell just by looking at the dies on our website that that's what they do. So there you go. So let's go ahead and start putting this card together. And actually, I think I'll go ahead and do my stamping before we start assembling. So I've got Memento Tuxedo Black ink here. And my sentiment that I chose from the stamp set is love you lots. I liked the font of this, and I thought it was perfect for Valentine's Day. I can write sweet little message inside of my card. Okay, so I'm just going to press that down. There we go, looks good. Okay, so now we can start assembling. So for my card base, this is a piece of Sahara sand. I don't use Sahara sand often, but this is Sahara sand. It is cut 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and I've scored it at 4.25 inches. And I'm just going to give it a nice fold and crease here with my bone folder. Then I've got a piece of basic black cardstock. This is cut 4 inches by 5.25 inches, and I am going to adhere this beautiful piece of designer. This is a specialty designer series paper, and it's foiled. This is actually Rococo Rose, and it's foiled in Rococo Rose from what I can see. It's so pretty. But this designer paper, this is from the Love You Always Specialty Designer Series paper. So I'm just gonna adhere this on, and I will use my seal adhesive here, Stampin' Seal. And this piece is cut 1/8 of an inch less on all 4 sides. I do have the exact measurement over on today's blog post. Normally I do 1/4 of an inch down for my layers, but I just wanted a tiny bit. You can see I just wanted a tiny border of that black, so I did 1/8 of an inch, but I have the exact measurements over on today's blog post. And before I adhere that down, I'm gonna add some of this ribbon. This is the glittered organdy ribbon. I'm gonna add a little bit of this across the center of my card. So let me just flip this layer over, put a little bit of adhesive, just wrap this ribbon around. It's got the silver sparkles in there, so pretty. Okay, and then I'm just gonna run adhesive right over the ribbon and everything so that those sides stick down to my card front. Put it in the center, right about there, looks good. Then I'm gonna take my large polka dot heart, if I can pick it up. So this polka dot heart, this actually comes from the True Love Designer Series paper, which is all found in that Love You Always collection. I'm gonna take this, and I'm basically going to be adding these hearts and making a little background here. So I'm going to take this, and I want this heart, I'm not going to press it all the way down just yet. Just want to make sure I have it where I want it. Put that there. This heart I die cut out of Blushing Bride cardstock, and this one, I think I'm going to have this one go probably there. Then, so this is the little scalloped stitched border that was die cut with this Blushing Bride heart. I'm actually going to put this, I think, right about there, and then pop my sentiment up. Let me move this over. And then pop my sentiment up right about here. Maybe move it over a little bit more. Yes. Down. Okay, so I'm going to put that there with dimensionals. Well, if I can get it one-handed. There we go. So I'm just going to pop a dimensional there, one there. I think I can do one there. Maybe even one more here. So this little heart's going to be held down with those dimensionals. And I like that it's kind of flying, you know, loose on the sides. That adds a nice element to the card. Yeah, so I'll put that right about there. Okay, my battery is about to die, so I need to hurry up. So next I'm going to add these little heart charms. I'm going to add one of these. So these are these cute little silver hearts that are also part of that Love You Always collection. And you get 20 of these in a package, so really cute. So I'm going to add one of these. You have a flat side and you have a curved side. This, hopefully that's focused, is the curved side. This is the flat side. So I am going to add liquid adhesive to the flat side. So I'm just using my Tombow liquid glue here. Oh, come on. There we go. So I'm just putting a little at the top and a little at the bottom. You really don't need much. They're not very weighted elements. Okay, so now if I can carefully add this just right there. Looks like I added way too much glue. So mean, this glue should dry clear, but just taking the tip of this piercing tool and picking up some of that excess. And then the last element that I'm going to add is one of these matte black dots. I love black embellishments, and we don't have them very often. We tend to only have them, you know, in the mini catalogs as a seasonal embellishment, and I just love black embellishments. So there we go. I just put one of the small ones there on that Blushing Bride heart. And let me bring it in up close for you guys. Isn't it so pretty? That finishes up today's project. I absolutely love this card. I think it's gorgeous, so pretty and sweet. And then of course I added a stamped envelope, and I just stamped this heart using Blushing Bride ink as well. So pretty. I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget, you can find all of the measurements and supplies for today's project over on my coordinating blog post linked down below in the video description. I do also have all of the slight interruption there. My mom started calling me, so I had to stop the video and restart it. But I do have also all of the products listed below in the video description with clickable links as well, in addition to them being over on today's coordinating blog post. So thank you again for joining me today, you guys. I hope that you have enjoyed. I hope that you've been inspired, and I'll be back again very soon with another tutorial. Bye now.